Okay, so this week you sent in something really interesting.
Yeah.
This astrology of the week from 1723, March 2025, by Tarot by High C.
Okay.
You can find more from them at tarotbyhighc.net, by the way.
Cool.
So
Sounds familiar.
let's get right into this, because this week, according to High C, feels like a pretty significant one for you. Like, we're talking themes of boldness and power,
Yeah.
and a real sense of like things ending and beginning. So
Big week.
yeah, like a lot of energy and potential shifts.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating is like how many astrological energies are converging right now,
Right.
almost like amplifying those themes.
Yeah.
So, the source points out we're moving into the full swing of Aries season.
Oh, yeah.
We're in what's called an eclipse corridor.
Right?
And the equinox itself falls within this eclipse period.
Wow.
Plus, we have some specific planetary alignments that High C highlights.
Right. It's like the cosmos has a very specific agenda
Yeah.
for you this week.
This week in particular.
Yeah. So High C mentions a Sun conjunct Neptune, Venus retrograde sextile Pluto, a Sun conjunct Venus retrograde,
Okay.
and then a Sun sextile Pluto.
All right.
Now, if you're new to all this, that might sound like a lot.
It does. We're going to break it down.
Yeah, our goal here is to really understand like what these astrological influences
Yes.
might actually mean for you
Right.
as you navigate the week.
Yeah.
We want to focus on like what you can actually take away from this
Exactly.
without getting bogged down.
Without getting too in the weeds.
Yeah, too in the weeds, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start with those big picture themes.
Yeah.
That High C mentions like this boldness and power.
Okay.
And, this isn't necessarily about being aggressive or anything. It's more about tapping into your inner strength and,
Right.
and feeling empowered to make decisive choices.
I like that. It's
Yeah.
that inner knowing.
Yeah.
What's interesting to consider, though, is this is happening alongside
Right.
endings and beginnings.
Right.
So it suggests that perhaps some things in your life might need to conclude
Yeah.
to make space for new opportunities
Yeah.
and energies.
That resonates, doesn't it?
I think so.
Like, it's hard to move forward if you're still holding on to the past.
Absolutely.
And the arrival of Aries season on Thursday seems to really underscore
It does.
this call to action.
Definitely.
High C describes it as a time when
Yeah.
that fiery, energetic, creative, ambitious
Yes.
Aries spirit
All of it.
becomes really available for you to use.
I love that.
It's like a cosmic nudge saying,
Yep.
pay attention, it's time to act.
Yes. Aries is what's known as a cardinal fire sign.
Oh, really?
So think of like cardinal as signifying initiation
Okay.
and new starts.
Okay.
Like the beginning of a season.
Gotcha.
And fire speaks to that inherent drive, passion, and energy.
Right.
So putting them together,
Makes sense.
Aries season is a potent time
Oh.
for you to ignite new projects and really assert your individuality.
I love that.
The source even mentions
Yeah.
a spark of self-motivation and impulsive energy.
I like that.
But it also wisely advises us to stay grounded even with
Oh, right.
this strong urge to act.
Yeah.
It's not just about rushing in blindly.
Makes sense. And that call for grounding feels particularly important.
It does.
When you consider that we're also in this eclipse corridor.
Oh.
He describes it as a liminal space,
Okay.
almost like a threshold or an in-between state
Right.
that can sometimes bring up feelings of uncertainty or ambiguity.
Oh.
It's like the universe has its own little backstage area
Yeah.
before like a major event.
I like that metaphor.
Yeah.
That's a helpful way to think about it.
Yeah.
Eclipses are powerful astronomical events
Right.
that have long been associated with significant shifts. Astrologically, they're often seen as times
Okay.
when the usual flow of energy is disrupted,
Uh-huh.
potentially bringing hidden things to light,
Yeah.
and accelerating necessary changes
It's interesting.
in your life.
Yeah.
This corridor period around the eclipses
Right.
can amplify that feeling of being in a transition
Okay.
where the old is fading and the new is starting to take shape.
Gotcha.
It might even feel, as the source says, like we're in an altered state of consciousness
Wow.
where things seem a bit surreal,
Yeah.
where you feel slightly untethered.
I can see that.
So that reminder to stay grounded really makes sense in this context.
Absolutely. But it's not all hazy and unsettling.
Right.
Psyches also points out that this time can bring an intensified focus.
Okay.
Like a growing sense of what truly aligns with a higher purpose for you.
I like that.
Which can then magnetically pull you towards specific actions.
Makes sense.
So it's like navigating through a slightly foggy landscape, but with a stronger inner compass, guiding you towards what really matters.
Precisely. It's about paying close attention to those subtle gut feelings and intuitions. That might be stronger for you during this period.
Okay.
Now let's delve into some of those specific planetary alignments.
Okay, let's do it.
High C mentions.
Starting with the Sun conjunct Neptune on Wednesday.
Okay.
What stands out to you about that description?
Well, C portrays this as a potentially misty dreamscape.
Okay.
That can be really magical, inspiring, and fuel your creativity. There's mention of enhanced spiritual insights, vivid dreams, and a stronger intuition.
Interesting.
It sounds quite lovely, almost ethereal.
I like that.
However, there's also that important caution about being able to tell the difference between a true vision and just a fantasy.
Okay.
Like, are you really heading in the right direction, or could you be chasing something that isn't actually there?
Good question.
That seems like a crucial question to ask yourself.
It is. Neptune has a way of blurring boundaries.
Oh, wow.
And amplifying our idealism. Right. Well, this can certainly inspire creativity and compassion in you.
Yeah.
As the source rightly notes. It's also a time where you might be more vulnerable to deception. Including financial scams.
That's a good point.
The phrase, everything feels profound, but not everything is real.
Wow.
It really encapsulates this.
Yeah.
High C's advice to avoid making big financial decisions.
Right.
And to double-check all the details seems particularly wise under this influence for you.
Definitely. It's like your intuition might be dialed up.
Yeah.
But your critical thinking needs to be.
Even more so.
Yeah, even more so.
Yeah.
Then we have the equinox coinciding with the start of Aries season.
Powerful.
Yeah. I see highlights this as the beginning of a new astronomical season, signifying a fresh start for everyone.
Right.
And with it comes that bold, impulsive, and action-oriented Aries energy we talked about.
Yes.
It's like a cosmic green light.
It is.
To accelerate towards your ambitions.
I like that. The equinox itself is a point of perfect balance where day and night are equal.
Interesting.
So the fact that it's happening during this eclipse season, as the source points out, adds another layer of emotional depth and spiritual significance for you.
Right.
It's a natural reminder to reflect on where you might feel out of balance, both internally and externally.
Right.
And to consider what steps you can take to regain that equilibrium amidst all this powerful energy.
It's like the universe is simultaneously giving you a push forward.
Right.
And asking you to check your foundations.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time.
Now, as we move into the latter part of the week. We have Venus retrograde sextile Pluto on Friday. This sounds like it could bring about some significant shifts in your relationships and in how you value yourself.
How you value yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See, it frames this as an opportunity for you to experience greater depth, honesty, and understanding in your relationships.
Wow.
A retrograde period often signifies a turning inward.
Right.
A time for review and reevaluation.
Makes sense.
When coupled with Pluto's intense, transformative energy.
Pluto is intense.
It is.
Yeah.
It suggests a chance for you to really get honest about your relationships, your sense of self-worth, and your personal power.
Wow.
The source's mention of a potential plot twist
in
your love life certainly adds an element of the unexpected, doesn't it?
It does. And the idea that old relationship patterns might resurface, but with the potential to rewrite the script this time.
That's a good point.
Feels really empowering.
It is.
It's not about just repeating the past, but about having the chance to learn from it and make different, more conscious choices.
I like that.
The warning about potential power struggles and intense chemistry is also something.
Something to keep in mind.
Yeah, something to be aware of.
Indeed. And the core of this transit seems to be about positive transformation. Rather than anything destructive.
Good.
It advises you to consider cutting ties with any toxic dynamics in your life. And to actively reclaim your confidence. To really channel your energy into what truly builds you up.
Right.
It's a potent time for you to examine the deeper dynamics at play in your relationships and your own inherent sense of worth.
Then on Saturday, we have the Sun conjunct Venus retrograde.
Okay.
This seems to further emphasize those themes.
It does.
Of relationships, finances, and personal values.
Yeah.
For you. It's like the universe is really highlighting these areas for your attention.
Yes, a conjunction in astrology amplifies the energies of the planets involved.
Okay.
With the Sun illuminating Venus while it's in its retrograde phase, it brings a very strong focus to your self-worth.
Right.
Your core values.
Yeah.
And how you show up in your connections with others. Sealed suggests this could be a chance for you to gain real clarity and insight into the lessons of this month and the next.
Right.
Potentially experiencing a breakthrough in a significant relationship.
Wow.
Or gaining a fresh perspective
Interesting.
on how you've been giving and receiving love.
It sounds like a moment of truth.
It is.
In your relationships and with yourself.
Yes.
Hi. C poses a really important question for you to consider.
Okay.
Are you being truly authentic in your interactions? Or are you perhaps playing a role that no longer fits who you are?
That's a good question.
Yeah, and the reminder that genuine confidence stems from authenticity.
Oh, yeah.
Really resonates.
Absolutely.
It's about revisiting what truly holds meaning for you in your life right now, rather than clinging to old patterns or connections simply out of habit or nostalgia.
Exactly, and the source wisely points out that because Venus is retrograde, this is still a period of gathering insights and shifting perspectives for you, rather than a time for making firm long-term decisions in these areas.
Gotcha.
The awareness you gain now will be most beneficial after Venus goes direct again in April.
Okay.
So this is a time for thoughtful reflection and deeper understanding.
Finally, on Sunday,
Sunday,
we have the Sun sextile Pluto.
Right.
This sounds like a real burst of empowered energy.
It is.
To carry you forward into the week ahead.
Into the next week.
Yeah.
Hi, C describes it as a time for power moves and purposeful action for you. It's like a surge of ambition, a drive towards transformation.
Right.
And a tapping into your deep inner strength.
Okay.
The message is clear. Take charge in areas of your life where you feel called to.
I like that.
And don't wait for permission. Courage is likely to be rewarded right now.
Wow.
This transit can really fuel your desire to step into your full power. Whether that means setting stronger boundaries, taking on a leadership role, or committing to a lasting change.
Wow.
You've been contemplating.
It's like the initial spark of Aries season gets like a focused and really determined boost.
Yeah.
Hi, C emphasizes that hesitation might be something to avoid right now, which really underscores the need for you to act on those insights you've been gaining throughout the week.
Precisely. It's about translating those reflections and understandings you've had into tangible action in your life.
Yeah.
The potential for significant transformation across various aspects.
Right.
As High C initially mentioned, really does seem to be supported by this final alignment of the week.
So to recap this incredibly dynamic week laid out by High, see for you, you're starting to feel that bold and action-oriented energy of Aries season really kick in on Thursday. You're also navigating this introspective and potentially a little disorienting terrain of the eclipse corridor. The equinox on Wednesday offers a point to pause and reflect on balance amidst all this powerful energy.
I like that.
Also on Wednesday, that Sun conjunct Neptune highlights your intuition and creativity, but reminds you to practice discernment.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to finances and who you trust.
Who you trust.
Friday brings a Venus retrograde sextile Pluto, offering opportunities for deeper understanding in your relationships and with your own self-worth, potentially with some unexpected shifts.
I like it.
And a chance to break free from old patterns.
Nice.
Saturday's Sun conjunct Venus retrograde puts a strong focus on your relationships, your finances, and your core values. Offering clarity on giving and receiving love. And the importance of being authentic.
Yes.
And finally, Sunday's Sun sextile Pluto.
Sunday.
Fuels your ambition and encourages you to take purposeful action and to really embrace change.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And running through all of this,
right,
the key theme that Heisey highlighted is this interplay between endings and beginnings. It's a really potent time for you to experience transformation in your relationships, your sense of self-worth, and your personal growth.
So as you consider all of this, this week that holds the promise of boldness and power, alongside the potential for endings and new beginnings. Here's a final thought for you.
Okay.
Thinking about these themes. In combination with that call for bold action. During Aries season.
What
is one specific area of your life where you currently sense both a feeling of closure and a strong desire for a fresh start? And how might the various energies described in Heisey's astrology for this week offer support as you navigate that very transition?
That's a great question.
It's definitely something valuable for you to reflect on as you move through this potentially transformative period.
Powerful stuff.